Hello, and welcome to Paint a Beautiful Picture. My name is Violet Newby. I would like to share just a little bit about myself. I am a mom, a grandmother. I'm a registered nurse who has taken care of women and children for over 35 years. I have been a teacher for a very long time. I have taught everyone from preschoolers to preteens and teenagers to adults at the university level. I am the author and the developer of a series of character building ideas for parenting. And what I would love to share with you is how you can be a more effective parent with healthier and happier children. So please come and join me on this journey in painting a beautiful picture in your child's life. Welcome to Paint a Beautiful Picture. Today's episode is going to cover something that a lot of people have a challenging time facing, and I want to acknowledge that for you right off the bat. Do you know that as humans, we grow up? We are in a perpetual state of change. We start off inside of our mother's womb. Literally, I've held babies that were 3 inches long that were quite well formed as a nurse, and they don't even know we're in there hardly yet. And we grow and we develop and we go through significant changes and we go through the birth process, and immediately we go through significant changes. We start breathing and circulating oxygen through our own body systems. Just, oh my word. And that's in the first, 9.5 months of our existence. And then once we live out here in the outside world and we start to grow and develop, it's crazy the amount of changes that we go through. And all of that is growth. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you today about personal maturity. I've met a lot of people in their 40s, and God help us all, even some in their 50s and 60s, that were extraordinarily immature. Age does not equate with maturity. I met someone when I was 7 years old that was in her early 40s. She was my son's school teacher. I'm sorry, my brother's school teacher. And she used to joke with me a great deal. And she said, I'm the kid and you are the grown up, though that's not what it looks like. Because I was born with the heart of a kid, and you, Violet, were born with a very old soul. So let's talk about that. Do you know that being mature doesn't mean that you have to lose sight of fun? And it doesn't mean that you have to forget how to play. And it doesn't mean that life is going to be boring and stodgy and you're going to sit in your rocking chair and no, that is not what maturity is. Okay. Maturity means that you allow yourself the grace to go through every part of life. And please listen. If at a point in your life you suffered great harm or great stress, someone molested you, someone beat the living daylights out of you. Like, I'm not talking just minor bullying, but I mean really came against you and hurt you emotionally or physically. Your parents got a divorce. You were in a really bad car accident, had a number of broken bones and a long recovery. I knew somebody this happened to that had mono, and they really never got past it. If you go through something and it's very, very emotionally, and heaven forbid if it's emotionally and physically traumatic, if you don't deal with that, if no one helps you process that, you get stuck there. So you'll meet a person who's 50 years old, but they act like they're 14. Something significant happened and they got stuck there. And no further development happened emotionally or psychologically because they couldn't handle it and it just like shut them down. Okay? I say that to you because if something happened to you and you hear things in what I'm going to say to you today that really kind of like trigger an emotional response or trigger a memory or help you really understand that you're kind of psychologically stuck or emotionally stuck, then get some help to move on. Because to be a good parent, you need to be a mature individual. Okay? Just so you know. All right. So we do grow. We just grow. I mean, you don't even have to feed us a ton of food. We're still going to grow. I'm talking as a child, okay? So you see that child getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But just because his body is getting bigger doesn't mean he's really maturing. You see a 3 or 4 year old and they pitch a fit and they're always trying to get their own way and they're bullying people and pushing people around. No one ever deals with that with them, helps them how to learn how to process that and how to behave differently. You'll see a 13 or a 14-year-old kid who's always in a bad mood, who's always angry, who's always bullying, who's always pushing people around. And heaven forbid, you're going to see a 23 or 24-year-old guy who's going to do that. He's very likely to slap around his wife. He's really likely to be abusive to his kids. Yeah, if nobody gets a handle on it, often the person won't get a handle on it either. So your responsibility as a parent is to grow up, to develop maturity emotionally and psychologically in order that you can help your child grow up, not just taller, but mature in his heart and mind and spirit, in order that he's actually going to be a healthy, responsive, responsible adult. Okay? All right. So if you're stuck, go get somebody to help you get unstuck. It can really happen. I've seen it happen so many times, and it's really exciting. I didn't say it wasn't painful. I didn't say it isn't difficult. Don't misunderstand me, but it's really worth it to do it. Okay? It's kind of like if someone put really terrible, stinky, thorny weeds out in front of your house, and every time you went out your door, you had to contend with that horrid stench and all those thorns. You'd get somebody to come over there and help you tear that mess up so you could plant a beautiful green yard or a flower garden. Okay? Just because there are things growing in your life right now that you don't want, don't be discouraged. Someone can help you get that out of there. Okay. But if you didn't hit any real trauma, okay, kind of got through life without major things going down with you, thank God for that, and you're a regular, normal, somewhere between 18 and 30-year-old, and you're getting on with life, and you have a child, or maybe 2 or 3 of them, and you came across this, and you're going, okay, I think I'm pretty mature. What in the world? Of course I am. All right, let's ask some questions. How do you do at controlling your spending? In other words, you say, okay, I've only got X number of dollars. I'll use 1,000, okay, because it's a good round number and we can all relate. I understand it's not realistic probably, but we're going to use it. Okay, I got $1,000 a month I need to live on. My rent is $600 a month. And my car, whether it's a car payment or maintenance, that's $200 a month. You know what? I got $200 a month. Out of that, I need to pay my phone bill and my electric bill and my water bill, and I got to buy groceries and I have to put gas in my car. Wow. I don't have very much money. Either I need to get another job that pays better. I need to get a second job because I'm doing the best I can right now. I need to get a better education, or I've got to learn how to live within my means. See, that's maturity. So, how are you doing? And you don't go, well, screw it. I don't even have enough money to live on anyway. So I might as well just like go get wasted this weekend. I mean, what's the big deal? I can't do it anyway. And then you went and spent 40 or $50. Now you only got 150 or 160 left. And you still do have to feed everybody and you still have to pay your electric bill. And okay, that's maturity. Maturity is look what's really there. Look what you really have and learn to live with what you have or do something to change it. Okay, that's maturity. Maturity is responsibility. Okay. I'm driving an old junker car and I want to gripe and complain and bellyache about this because every time I turn around, I'm having to put money in it and whatever all. And I don't really see the point of insuring the thing, even though my state says that I'm required by law to have insurance. Okay. Responsibility. If you don't like your junky car, then look for another car and take as good a care of that car as you possibly can. Take care of the oil. Make sure that it gets tuned up regularly and often. At least keep the thing clean and put a better grade of gasoline into it. Maturity is taking responsibility. If you can't even take responsibility for something as simple as your car, how can you take responsibility for a child, their well being, and their very life. See what I mean about maturity? Maturity has to do with the way in which you handle other people and the conflicts that arise. Unless you're a hermit or living somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, you're going to have conflicts with people. It is going to happen because there's not another person on the face of this earth who sees things just the way that you do. And that's where conflicts come from. I have this viewpoint, and I want you to understand me. And you have this viewpoint, and you want me to understand you. And we're trying to help each other, but we just can't see eye to eye. And heaven forbid if I'm one of these people who is convinced I'm right, and so are you. Yeah, we're going to have some fireworks going on. So, how you handle conflict tells a great deal about how mature you are. If you can handle conflict and say, I totally don't agree with you, but I still love you, we're still going to be okay, that's maturity. If you say, yeah, if you can't agree with me, I'm over you, honey, like out the door and we're done. Even if you're not saying those words, but in your mind, you're kind of like over it and done with them, and you draw this dividing line in the sand, and the two of you can't come to some kind of a compromise or an understanding, that's most likely a lack of maturity on your part. Okay? Remember, I told you right off the bat, I'm going to commit to be honest with myself. I need you to be honest with yourself. How mature am I? I told you this wasn't going to be so easy. Do you know that the more mature you are, the better of a co-parent you are, the better of a son or daughter you are, the better sibling you are, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, the better you're going to do at having relationships with people, including your own children. Okay? And don't despair. If you're not terribly mature, you can grow up. I'm talking emotionally and psychologically and even spiritually. You need to address how mature you really are. That's your challenge for today. How mature am I anyway? Okay, let's talk about emotional maturity, your internal world. Okay, someone offends you, really gets on your nerves and drives you crazy. Can you let that go? Can you understand that this guy's problem, that's not really my problem? Okay? You go off on me at work, you yell at me, you call me everything but anything good. You just tear me up. Am I going to stay torn up for weeks and weeks? Am I really going to give you that much space in my world and let you mess with me and what I think about myself? That's really immature. Maturity is, dude, this is totally your problem. The fact that you needed to go off on me, I might have even done something wrong or done something badly, but the way you did this, yeah, that's all about you and your problem. That's not about me. I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to take care of what I did that was bad or that I didn't do very well. I'm going to take care of that. But I'm not going to adopt all the junk you say to me. In fact, this is the way I used to say it. You know what? You can buy me a bus ticket for a guilt trip, but I'm never getting on that bus. I hope you really get that. I don't care what kind of trip somebody wants to send you on. I don't care if they hand you the ticket. Don't get on the bus. That is not your problem. Don't let it be your problem. And don't let them take you down the road with them. That's emotional maturity. Okay? Yeah. Learn to own your own stuff, but don't pick up that other guy's junk. That's not your problem. All right? Really, this is emotional maturity. That's even true with your own kids. Your kid pitches a fit in Walmart, your kid breaks something. Yeah, you don't have to go on some large, gigantic guilt trip or no, no, no. Your child is human. They made a mistake or they made a really terrible bad choice. Okay, great. Emotional maturity is I'm going to deal with this, but I'm not going to act all stupid and go way down some road I don't need to go down. Nope. I'm an emotionally mature person. I'm going to take care of this. Let me give you a note about this. There are really mature people that can have a complete blast in life. All right? I'm not going to try to blow your mind, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I love video games. I'm talking, I love to play Rock Band. It's a true story. And I really, really love to play board games. I like to play dominoes. I like to play cards. I'm really pretty playful. Just because you're mature doesn't mean you can't still act like a kid sometimes. Doesn't mean you can't have a water balloon fight or a food fight. The mature person later is going to clean up the mess, just so you know. But it doesn't mean that you can't have fun. It doesn't mean that those are mutually exclusive. Oh, I'm mature now. I'll never have fun again. Oh, give me a break, okay? You can still have the heart of a child and the mind of a grown-up. It's a great thing. I want you to become mature. I want you to be a mature parent. And frankly, I want you to be a mature person so that you really grow into the fullness of who you should be, who you are meant to be. And so you share in the benefits and the fulfillment of that maturity. I know this is a lot. Trust me, I do. And if you are a reasonably immature person, don't be discouraged. You will grow, you will develop as you give yourself space and grace to grow. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button. It's been really great having you with me today. I'll see you again soon.